Welcome. 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 We're back. See, I told you we'd be here every day on time. I'm eating some chicken. Mind your business. Wow, we have a lot to talk about today. we got y'all. The internet's getting ghettoer and ghettoer, and I'm just over here trying to mind my very much black business. Well, I know I see y'all sliding in. Go ahead, slide on in. Slide on in. Okay. We got a lot to talk about today. We're just gonna get to the biggest story and then we're gonna get to the rest. Um in my head, I can hear you guys. I don't know why. Like in my head, I could hear you like, oh, what's up, Steph? I could hear it. I could hear it. I could hear it. I don't know why. That's just the craziness talking. Hold on, I gotta just check for sound. Child, it's a mess. It's a mess. I wanted to get to the Britney Spears recording, but no shades of Britney Spears. Shout out to Britney Spears. That's white people business. Okay, I know it's tea and I know it's hot, but the white people, I feel like they're doing a really good job at encapsulating the importance of getting Britney Spears audio recordings out there. So I'm gonna leave that to them. They're doing a good job. Okay, let's leave them alone. They're doing a good job. They don't need no help. Okay, who in the building? Y'all, listen. Like, smash that like button on your way in. Come on. I was about to say the N word. Y'all know what I was about to call y'all. Come on, N-words. Hello, Brenna. Brenna Love. Hello, Courtney. Hello, Shan Will. Hello, Dina the Taurus. Hello. Hey, Latrice. Apartment wife is in the building. We got Nelly Nels, Binky, Samantha, Exotic Flower. I've never seen you here before, but hello. Tonisha, Joy Alexander. Hello, Joy. Frederica, Lady Lovelace. Hey, Lady Lovelace. We didn't see you last time. Suli, because she has to let me know how to say it because I never can pronounce it right. Reese 969. Don't forget to hit that like button. Listen to Reese. They are the leader of the day. Listen to Reese. We have Sin Red. Hey Sin. Is it Brenate? Is it Brenate? Thomas? Hello, Brenate. Cammy on the go. Ella, Minnesota. Mandy. Hey, Minnesota Mandy. Yolanda, Tony, Heather, Erica, Jess. What's up, YNV? Hello, Heather, LAC 206. I'm not sure what that means, but it's a cool name. And Ella Nielsen. Hello, Ella. So, what's up, Latoya? Hello, Monique. Y'all, we got a lot to talk about. Let me just get the graphic up and I'll let y'all just, as my mother would say, talk amongst yourselves. I just want to get right into this first story today immediately. Do I have the graphic for it? It's not the big story of the day, but I want to talk about this raggedy heifer right here. We're gonna talk about her. Okay. We got to. It's a must. Okay. It's a must. It's a must. Okay. I'm just let y'all slide. Come on in. Come on in. Smash that like button on your way in. Don't be shy. You already know. I'm going to just break it down for you at the most baseline level. It's going to sound very guttural, but it's going to be very honest because I'm really done with all of it. I am. Okay, it's going to be a new tune this season cuz I'm just about sick of it. And so I'm going to just take a deep breath. Now, there's a good chance this video will lose its monetization after this, but I think she needs to hear it because no one else is saying. Now, everybody's making very light of the She by Sheree collection that has finally debuted after 14 years. And yeah, it's funny. Haha. I catch the drift. I catch the joke. Let me tell you what's really happening with this. Right. So we all remember She by Sheree was supposed to debut about 14 years ago. And she was, Portia had asked her about it, or it was Portia or it was Nene Leakes had asked her about it on one of their recap episodes. You know, like, well, how's it going? What's the process? When are you launching? Whoop-de-whoop, blase skip. Boom, boom. So she finally comes out, tells everybody about She by Sheree. And then we waited 14 years to see what she was going to produce, right? It does look terrible. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, it's nice. It's not nice. It's ugly. So the problem with She by Sheree is that she was attempting to launch something that she didn't want to do to keep up with the Joneses, right? Like, I'm on TV, I need to be doing something, right? I need to either be launching beauty or, activewear or something, right? So instead of just being a reality show star, she decided to venture off into something that she had no interest in doing. She simply was just doing it because she felt as though, from under the pressure of being on television, she had to do something. She couldn't just be on TV. She had to do something, right? And that's the problem. We were talking about this on the live show, on the after show on TikTok, where we were discussing Ashley Grayson. If you don't know who that is, if you type her name Ashley Grayson into TikTok or any of your social media, it's a large influencer who has amassed a great deal of money, but simply doing it by scamming people. Now, She by Sheree, this collection is not an attempt to scam people, right? It is a legitimate business, regardless if you like the prices or not. It is a legitimate business. Um, but it's the factor of keeping up with things that you just don't need to keep up with, and flopping, right? You know what I mean? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So she created this collection. In my head, I think she created this collection because she told people she was going to do it, and she just really had no interest in doing it. So she's just kind of lackadaisical and thrown together. The problem with it is that she didn't want to actually do it. The pressure required her to do it. So she just figured, all right, I'll just throw something together, find a really cheap wholesale distributor, slap my name on it, take it to distribution, have them stitch my logo on it, and then boom, boom. And then she launches it and it's a sheer embarrassment, right? You're charging people $130 and you already knew you're going to be up to a lot of scrutiny. So you did it anyway. Should have never did it, right? So what I have to say for She by Sheree is, because if you hadn't checked it out, she had went ahead and closed down the website. She said it was due to this here, basically says in a nutshell, due to overwhelming support of everyone ordering our products, we went ahead and shut the website down and we're just going to reorganize it, da 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 da. That's not the case. The case is that people laughed at you. They probably filled their carts full of all your stuff and then just abandoned them. And your launch was really embarrassing. You know what I mean? It's rather embarrassing. And there's nothing wrong with that. She could have gotten into a lot of ventures, or hear me out, Sheree, if you're listening, you didn't have to get into any venture. You didn't have to get into any venture. You don't have to prove anything to your shitty housewife sisters, friends, or whatever you call them, your TV friends, okay? You don't have to prove anything to any of them. You don't have to prove anything to any of them. You don't got to prove nothing. You don't have to prove anything. Okay? You don't have to produce something simply because Nene Leakes is watching or Portia is watching. Portia got enough problems on her own, stealing husbands and all that other jazz. So she can go just take 2 steps to the left. Okay? So my thing is, for Sheree, she should not put out a collection, not because it's bad or overpriced. It's simply because you can tell that it's not something that her heart is into, and she's simply doing it because it's what she's supposed to do, because she's on TV, so she has to produce something. No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't. She can be wealthy. She can be upper middle class wealthy and not do anything. And I think that's the point that a lot of people were missing. That's the main point that a lot of people were missing. First of all, to all the Black people who are laughing at these overpriced clothes, you're dead wrong. And y'all know y'all need to stop. Black people, we already got a problem with how we laugh at Black people who start businesses. It's a thing, it's ingrained in us. I don't know how to get rid of it. And I think it has a lot to do with um, slavery. I don't care what you say. I am not a historian, but I feel like the way Black people diss each other, sneak diss each other on the low, like that business ain't gonna do well. That has a lot to do with slavery. I don't know how, but I'm gonna figure it out. Okay. But we just won't let we just won't let Sheree just be herself. We're not giving her the space to just not do anything. There are plenty of other women from other ethnic backgrounds who are wealthy who do jack squat diddly. So the immense amount of pressure that we're putting under Sheree to produce something, right? The laughing and the, oh, where's she by Sheree, or all of that. Stop. And I think that's the point a lot of people had missed with this whole launch, is that you put her under an immense amount of pressure. She put herself under an immense amount of pressure because there's no way that a Black person could have this platform and just be doing nothing. She just can't be a cute, dainty housewife. She has to do something. No, she doesn't. She doesn't have to do anything. She doesn't have to do nothing. She doesn't have to do anything. Her best advice from me, even though there's God only knows she'll ever listen to it, but don't launch it. You don't have to do anything. You're already exceedingly wealthy. You've already broken through the mold that a lot of Black women and Black people have not. You're on television. You have name recognition. People could see you walking down the street and immediately know who you are. There are tons and tons of people, millions of people who use specific sounds that you have said, who have repurposed the things you have said on national television because they love the aesthetic of you. You don't got to do nothing else, girl. Like that whole keeping up with the Joneses and all that other stuff. Fuck them other housewife bitches. They not doing nothing. They ain't doing nothing but stealing each other's husbands anyway. So just don't do anything. You don't got to do nothing. I'm tired of this whole notion that when Black people get on, they just got to be doing something. No, we don't. Sometimes we just don't want to do nothing. Sometimes we just want to be dainty and do nothing. Okay. It's that simple. Sometimes we just want to be dainty and do nothing. So, but this was obviously a flop. Now we can go into the specs of how terrible it was, why she charged so much. Whoop whoop blase skip. I don't care about that. I just don't want to be another Black person on the internet ragging on her clothes or anything. I just want to just get down to the integral portion of the story, is that she simply launched something that she had no desire to launch, and it's because of the immense pressure we put under Black women to do it. Black women don't got to do nothing. We don't. So I just want, that's my message for She by Sheree. Okay. Just dismantle the company and just move on. Just be happy. And if people say, why didn't you continue it? Don't be embarrassed. Just be like, I just don't want to do it. And that's it. That should be enough. That should be enough. If she just says, I don't want to do it, I don't like the way it was launched, I don't feel confident in myself to do it, I feel like I didn't have the proper team, I don't want to continue on with it. It's done. It's over with. You got your laugh. The end. Go back and being fabulous and rich, because at the end of the day, while we're all laughing at She by Sheree, she's the only one of us who lives in a multi-million-dollar house with a 2-3 year contract with a large network, getting paid upwards to $150,000 an episode. She can do whatever the fuck she wants to do. It's just that simple. You know what I mean? So like, I'm not about to sit over here and dry hate on her. Like, she has the money to even launch something. As terrible as it looks, she has the money to launch something. Not me. So I'm not about to sit here and in the corner dry hating on nobody. You know what I mean? I don't care how poorly put together this is, which it is. But she has the money to do so, not me. So what do I look like on the internet laughing at it? I'm not trying to be no dry hater. Okay. So let me get some of your comments. Smash that like button. You guys, 160 you in the building. All we ask for a couple of likes. Let us get to 100 so I can move on to this next story. I'm gonna get to the comments while we reach our goal. This is from Nicole at 100. Yeah, for real. YNV says, I'm all for Black businesses, but Sheree's clothing line was a running joke, whether it came to fruition or not. She should have just let it be and let the joke be. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with that. It was already a running joke. She should just let it be a joke, but ego gets in the way. This is from Taurus season, says that's the mentality people put on each other anyway. Oh, you need your own business, you need an LLC, you need to be to be a Black person. No, I just want to go to work and put money in my pension 401k. Exactly. Like, it's always just like this. I think something went wrong with Black excellence. I don't know what happened. Like, Black excellence got morphed into something really gross. You know what I mean? I don't know what, but it did. It did get morphed into something extraordinarily gross, like morphed into it. I don't know what happened, but it did. It just got real bad real fast. And this Black excellence turned into this like large beast of like, oh, you're Black and you don't have an LLC. You're not Black excellence. What is that about? This is from A. Nicole. Hey, A. Nicole said, who was Sheree's target audience? Because in this economy, those prices are too high. Not a clue. Not a clue who her target audience is. Jennifer Goodwin says, girl, I'm here. I'm going to watch from the beginning. I'm going to watch the beginning later. Okay. So she said, I totally agree with Dina. Yeah, I agree with Dina too. This is from Jess says, let's blame Beyonce. Yeah, I'm just kidding. No, blame Beyonce. I'm just kidding. No, but yeah, you're right. So she don't got to do nothing. If she launched it and it came out terrible, she shouldn't have this immense amount of pressure to make it perfect. Like, who cares? The world's ending anyway. Let's just not. Now, we don't have any ads in this show, so remember, we do ads. So we're just going to be steamrolling through this entire show because there are no ads. There are no ad breaks. Got no ad breaks. I want to move on to this next story. So shout out to She by Sheree. Let me go ahead and just timestamp this so you guys know. Hold on, give me a second. But shout out to She by Sheree. I hope you don't launch this company again. You definitely don't need to be a laughing stock to people. And it's like, who cares what other people think? You know what I mean? Who cares what other people think? Let's get to this story. Let's get to this story because this one, if you're looking at, if you're not, if you are listening and not watching, I'll read the graphics to you. Bishop Lamar Whitehead is suing two internet bloggers for $20 million in a defamation suit. It got launched today. I'm going to read from my phone so I can see it clearly. Okay. I'm sorry. My eyes aren't what they used to be. All right. My eyes are not what they used to be. One moment. Okay. This story to me is just super buck wild, and we're going to get into the details of it because I had a conversation with another content creator today about this story, and I thought it was really interesting, her take on it. So it says Bishop Whitehead is suing Demario Jives and Larry Reed after claiming he was a scammer. The article is going to be brought to you by the New York Post. You know how we feel about New York Post. Incredibly racist, but we'll take what we can get. Okay. So here's the article I'm going to be reading from. I just want you guys to see it. Okay. It says New York City Bishop Lamar Miller Whitehead sues men who claimed he scammed after $1 million robbery. Flashy Brooklyn bishop who was robbed for over $1 million in jewelry that was caught on camera at the pulpit has filed a twin $20 million lawsuit against two doubting him. The separate defendants are a YouTuber named Jives with 80,000 subscribers and another online personality named Larry Reed. Both men publicly claimed Whitehead was a scammer, amongst other things, leading the plaintiff to losing business deals, church members, and income, the suit says. Now, that's crazy. Jives, whose full name is Demario J. Jives, claimed on his YouTube channel last month that Whitehead was wearing the same jewelry that he was robbed in, according to a court papers filed in Kings County Court on Friday. So tomorrow I'll go, because I didn't know what county it was out of. Tomorrow, you guys, on the live show, I'll pull these records. I'll pull these records. Okay, so I didn't know where they were filed. Jives also alleged that Bishop Whitehead is a drug dealer and is collaborating with the Crips and the Bloods. No, he didn't make these claims, honey. YouTubers' comments were all false, defamatory, and slanderous, said the suit, which is seeking no less than $20 million in the amount in his trial. I'm sorry. Meanwhile, Larry Reed wrote online that Bishop Whitehead scammed people out of money, and that he said in his Kings County suit. Reed also allegedly said online that Whitehead will be locked up in 3 months after Gucci-loving Brooklyn bishop was robbed at gunpoint during the live stream. Now they had to add Gucci-loving bishop. Whitehead says in the lawsuit against Reed that the statements are false and exposed plaintiff to public contempt, ridicule, adverse, and disgrace. Bishop is also seeking $20 million in damages against Larry Reed. Whitehead, who is alleged history of grifting and served time in prison for identity theft and grand larceny, lost more than an estimated $1 million in jewelry in July 24 crime. The gold gem dipped clergyman. Who wrote this? They said gold dripped Gold and gem dripped clergyman. That's how they said it. That's how I read it. That's how they said it. Um, whose tools around a luxury vehicle such as a Rolls Royce has battled attacks against the criticism, who's claimed the high flying lifestyle made him a target for crooks. The robbers hauled off with $75,000 Rolex, a $75,000 Cavalier watch, and several crosses, both worth tens of thousands of dollars a pop. Wow. Wow. Whitehead's lawyer is Brian Ponder said to the New York Post, the defamation suit statements that are being made are affecting the bishop's business and church and professional duties. So he's going very aggressively to hold these people accountable for what they're behind. Chow, listen. Okay, hold on. Let me read the super chat. Thank you very much, Brenda Love. Brenda Love said, "Chow." Thank you very much for the super chat. Use that super chat to go ahead and pay for those King County clerk records. Okay, that's all we do. All the money, any money that you guys send us here, obviously, please don't. We don't have a Cash App because we don't use that. Or anytime you buy our merch, all it does is just to go into providing you with these documents. Okay, so let's get into this story. Now, this is going to be a bit of the meat and potatoes of the story. Now, mind you, you guys, okay, a lot of you smash the like button on your way in, please. There's 200 of you in the building. A lot of you had stated that I should cover this story. He's a scammer. He's this. Now, would you all like to know why I didn't cover the story? I never discussed to you why I didn't cover the story, but I never stated to you guys that I didn't investigate the story. I actually did. So, while investigating the story, and the reason why I didn't put out that he was a scammer is because there is no evidence that he's a scammer. I'm going to repeat myself in case some of y'all who doing hair while you watching this video, or who are working while watching this video, or feeding your kids while watching this video so you can hear me. I investigated this story. There was no evidence that this man was a scammer. Zero evidence to that. Zero. That's why I never produced a story behind him. And I've stated very many times in a lot of my live streams that the notion that he is flashy and using that as a proximity to scammer is going to be the detriment to a lot of these bloggers who just say stuff off cuff. You cannot say this person's flashy, ergo he's a scammer. The two don't go together. They don't, the two rings don't lock. Okay. You cannot make those type of suppositions. That's why we're a little bit different over here. And this is no shade to Jive or Larry Reed, but I've already said this to you guys before. When you are discussing stories like this, you have to 100% remove your opinions on the story and just tell the story. I'm trying not to swear because the story is really aggravating to me because it could have been very much avoidable. Okay. It could have been very much avoidable. You have to remove your feelings when telling a story and just simply go based off the evidence that you had. You guys tell me all the time, oh, but this person was arrested 10 years ago for this. So what? That is not enough of a precursor for me to prove anything. It doesn't prove anything. It proves that they did a crime, they got caught, they served time, and now here's their life now. Now what have they done in their life currently that is going to affect them? Not what they did in their past. I understand that people do have criminal histories and that could be a pattern for additional crimes, but he has not proved that. He has not proved that from the time that he was incarcerated to the time now that he has engaged in criminal activity. There was zero evidence of that. And a lot of you guys who are in this live, or a lot of the people who are in those other live videos, including Larry Reed's live and the live of DeMarcus Jives, kept that fervor going, and that is what galvanized those content creators, the YouTubers, to continue that rhetoric. That is dangerous. That is dangerous. That is dangerous. And even if Larry Reed or DeMarcus Jives wins their case, they're going to be shelling out a lot of money for legal fees. And who wants to do that? Who wants to deal with legal fees? That denigrates your platform, because you got to be super careful. You're going to be under a very close, watchful eye. So you have to be super careful about how you talk. Look at Tasha K. As soon as she got sued by Cardi B, her tone changed like that. She's just like very stoic. She talks so differently now because she watches her words. Because she knows that at any moment you can just get sued. You got to be really careful when investigating stories. It's the sheer notion that when people are watching these T channels, they want the news quick, fast, and in a hurry. I've talked to you guys about that a numerous amount of times and how that is incredibly dangerous because we have, just like fast fashion, we have fast gossip, like Gossip of the City, like The Shade Room, like The Neighborhood Talk, like Lovely Tea. They pump out so much tea so fast that there is no one fact checking any of it. And then you have people like me who come onto the scene and is like, no, I take my time. And then we end up losing a lot of our audience because our audience is geared toward fast news, quickly, quickly, quickly. And then we get our audience back once we have completed our stories. So it's really about the audience and catering to that. I do not cater to an audience who wants news that's quick, fast, and in a hurry. I am not People Magazine. Okay. We are the New York Times over here. We take our time. We don't want to get sued, child. I'm not in the business of being inaccurate, and I'm definitely not in the business of getting sued. And I pray for all those bloggers out there who just be saying stuff out the side of their neck in order to get put on, every single fucking post. That's not what I want. I don't want that. I don't want that name for myself, and I definitely don't want that name for the nosy bystanders. But you guys have like, I'm an audience too, right? So I'm not just a celebrity blogger. I'm also an audience member. I watch more than I produce, so I know for a fact that I'm not in the business of wanting to get the news really, really quickly, because I know that there are times where the story just hasn't developed, but it's the audience who just like, I have to have it right now. He's a scammer or is he not? And then it puts the blogger under this pressure to produce something. He's a scammer. Fine. He's a scammer. That's it. It's done. He's a scammer. And then they don't fact check their work and they move on. But the person that you labeled a scammer, they remember that shit. They're like, oh, you call me a scammer? Okay, bet. I'm about to sue you. Because the blogger is under this immense amount of pressure to produce a story like that, knowing they don't have all the facts. So I'm not saying it's the audience's fault. I'm just saying we're in a time where everybody wants news really quickly, but stories do not develop like that. They caught they they we went from a bishop who has been robbed to now the bishop is in court suing bloggers, and we still haven't even caught the guys who robbed him. At least not to my knowledge. You know what I mean? We ain't even caught the people who robbed him. Backwards nudes. Let me get some of your comments. This is hold on, let me go to the top. Shan said 216 unit building, smash that button. Listen to Shan. Sunshine said he's a fraud and that's evident. Oh, that's my opinion. Okay, but you can't say those two things. You can't say he's a fraud, that's my opinion. Or what you're stating is a fact. Saying I think he's a fraud is an opinion. Saying based off the things that I've seen, I think he's opinion. Those are opinions. Saying he's a fraud, that is a fact that could get you sued. You got to be really mindful about how you word your stuff, because you think he's a fraud with what evidence? You mean his prior conviction? If you made a statement that said based off of his prior conviction and incarceration, he was deemed by the courts a fraud, that would be accurate. You can't say because of his past prior deeds, currently right now he's a fraud. You can't say that because there's no accuracy behind that. We are not them. No, we are not Socialized Simone. We are not them. This is from Ms. Is it Miri Sparkles? Excuse me. Says, wait, I can mute myself. That's better. This is from Miri. Says, in my opinion, he's a fraud. Okay. Okay, and that's fine. Hello, April. How you doing? Yeah, I don't think he's a fraud, you guys. He's not. He's just flashy. You guys are gonna have to separate the two. This guy's just flashy, but he's not a fraud. You guys, there's no evidence to that. There's no evidence to it. There's none. Do you think that somebody who is committing fraud, schemes, and scams is going to launch a full lawsuit, a libel lawsuit? I mean, just think about that for a second. Do you respectively think that somebody who is engaged currently in criminal activity is going to walk into a courthouse for justice? I mean, just honestly ask yourself that before you type anything. And if you can say yes, you're wild. Most people who are in the act of committing criminal offenses are not tap dancing outside of courthouses. I promise you, they're not. That's not what they do. They have no business there. That's not their cup of tea. That's not their hangout joint. That's not what they're doing. They are staying far, far removed from any legal system as humanly possible. They're not cascading near one. I guarantee you. Okay. I guarantee you. Case in point, Donald Trump. Every time Donald Trump had to go to court because he wouldn't pay his debt, it's not because he was going there himself. It was because people were asking the courts to mitigate their damages and force Donald Trump, this is the time prior to presidency, to pay his bills. When people say, well, Donald Trump is a scammer. Yeah, but he wasn't launching lawsuits against people. He was being sued himself. So take that as a proper example of how people will avoid the law when they're doing misdeeds. No, he doesn't. Donald Trump does not use the court system at all, ever. Anytime you have witnessed something versus Donald Trump, is usually versus him, not him versus anyone. Okay. He's not in the business of hanging out in the courthouse. I promise you, he's not. Donald Trump is in the business of getting sued. Donald Trump is not in the business of suing. Okay. So, yeah, most people who are engaged in schemes and stuff like that, they're not hanging out at courthouses. They don't even want anything to do with it. Bishop Whitehead's he's not a scammer, you guys. He's just flashy. You got to separate the two. Okay. Now, shout out to Larry Reed. I hope you got a really good legal team, because it's not even that we don't even, it's not the fact that, oh, Bishop Whitehead's going to win. It's just the sheer fact that, like, who wants to spend 20, 30, $50,000 on legal fees? Do you? I don't. I certainly don't. This from Antoinette says, I think he staged this whole thing for exposure. I doubt that. I doubt that, indeed. You guys, I just hate sounding like a broken record. I really do. I really hate sounding like a broken record. I do, but we have to get a foundational notion about how humans work. Humans can't do more than one thing at one time. As magnificent as humans are, as complex as humans are still a part of nature. Humans are not doing these exorbitant amount of things for shits and giggles. We're not doing that. No person would stage a robbery, right? File an insurance claim and have a multi-billion-dollar insurance company investigate them. Nobody's doing that. Nobody is doing that. No one is doing that. No one is doing that. Nobody. There's not a soul on earth who is doing that. And I think a lot of you have this misconception that, yeah, people scam insurance companies all the time. No, they don't. And when they do, they get caught. That's why it's seldom that it happens. No person is going to stage a robbery on Instagram or Facebook Live, wherever he was streaming it at, and then have his insurance company comb through his life with a fine-tooth comb. He's not going to do that. No human is going to put themselves under that immense scrutiny, which could lead to incarceration, not from a person who was already incarcerated. Think about that for a second. Why would he risk his freedom for $1 million? Why would he do that? Unless, right, he's taking the path of least resistance and he was robbed. No one's going to do that. I'm just trying to get you guys to have this understanding. Like, I think people, because we consume so much media and we watch so much TV, we just think that it's just a normal thing. People are not risking their fucking freedom for an insurance claim. He's not doing that. I don't think Bishop Whitehead, based off of everything that I had searched on this man, I don't think he's going to risk his freedom for money. I don't think so. I think if he does, he's crazy, but I don't think that's the business he is into. No nigga is going to be out here saying, you know what? Fuck freedom. Let me just try to do this insurance scam. They're not doing that. They're not. There's no evidence to that. You understand what I mean? So you have to get out this notion that we're living in this like make believe fantasy world. This is not a Netflix special. This is somebody's life we're talking about. And it's so easy to cavalierly throw that around. He's a scammer. He's this, he's that. Okay, that's great, right? But you have to understand when you are tacking on those denotions to a person, that's a real human being with a real wife and real kids and a real business and really something to lose. So I wouldn't just be throwing that around very casually because we don't like him because he's flashy. We were just talking about that with She by Sheree. If you don't like him, just say I don't like him. But don't add these denotions to him. It's very simple. Like he's too flashy. I don't like him. That's fair. But you can't say he's too flashy. I don't like him. He's also a scammer who commits insurance fraud. That's a stretch. Okay, that's a stretch. That's a stretch. That's a big fat stretch. And I'm just telling you, as someone who is looking at the story objectively, I don't think that somebody who is in committing these financial crimes is going to then take it to court. That doesn't even make sense. And no one would do that because there's no history of people doing that. This is from Just Bougie said, you did not stop that lion. Who you talking about? Me? This is from Dr. Clemens says, what if he's a narcissist who thinks he can get away with it because he's smarter than everyone else? Even then, there's risk to reward. That I don't believe from him, you guys. I think the first premise that everyone had came up to with was that he was being lackadaisical and flashy and wore his very expensive jewelry in a lower income neighborhood and he got. That's what I believe. Do I think he should have taken more care to not be wearing $1 million worth of jewelry in a lower income neighborhood? Yes. Do I think that he should be wearing that much jewelry in a lower income neighborhood while preaching to these people? Yes, he should not be wearing that. Do I think that he was being callous and lazy and thoughtless and careless with his safety, wearing that much jewelry, pulling up to church in a Rolls Royce? Yes. Does that make him a scammer? No, it doesn't. It doesn't make him a scammer, you guys. You have to understand, as many stories as I do on scammers, you'd know by now I would have already picked up this story, but I can't because he's not a scammer because there's no evidence of him scheming. This is from Nelly Nels. Hey, Nelly Nels says, people have grandiose type thinking. It could be possible. Yeah, but not in this case. Bud Webb says, as a human, understand you can never understand the next man's mind. No, you can't. Sunshine says, what you do in the dark will come out to light. We'll see exactly. So take your time to let the case develop. I think we're all like, think about it, you guys. He's already suing bloggers for defamation, and we haven't even caught the people who robbed him. Okay. What's that tell you? Immediately, you know what it tells me? That the case is still developing. So the fact that we've already labeled him a fraud, a charlatan, a scammer, his insurance company hasn't even completed his investigation yet. So how can you do that? Like, I just want to know, how do you know that, but his insurance company doesn't know that yet? I just want to know. Help me understand your thinking. If you think he's all of these things, why are you not working as an investigator for his insurance company? Because if you've already concluded that like that, why are you, why are you not working as an investigator? And if you do know that, what proof do you have of that? That his insurance company doesn't have? It's just a really simple question. If you have it, right? Anybody who thinks that this man is that they have already formed their conclusion, what evidence do you have of that? And why doesn't his insurance company have it? Because the insurance company has not completed. I think they said his insurance company is Liberty Mutual or something. They have not even completed their investigation into this case to pay him out for his jewelry. So if they haven't completed that, what are they missing that you know that they don't know? Right? Because remember, they're a multi-billion-dollar company with tons of resources, tons of investigators, tons of private investigators who dig and comb through his financials and through everything. What do you know that his insurance company does not know? Why have you concluded that he's a scammer and this is a fraud, but his insurance company hasn't? I'm just curious. Okay, so I guess there's no answer. So, Bishop Whitehead suing bloggers. Y'all be careful out. Listen to the bloggers out. Y'all be careful. Be careful. Cause be careful. Cause child, these people not gonna keep letting y'all talk on them like all crazy. They not. This from Veronica says, I work in insurance claims. It's not that serious when you pay out. We're talking about $1 million worth of jewelry. Veronica also says, you don't know what his insurance covers. Exactly. I'm pretty sure he said he filed a claim with his insurance. Very early on, he said he did. So, yes. Hello, Sean Johnson. How you doing? This is from Y and V. Says Whitehead and Larry Reed have a history tied to Bishop Jordan. To have a heated exchange over live because Larry was making fun of the robbery. Whitehead called him homophobic slurs, and it was from there. Yeah, I remember. We watched that here. We watched it here on the Nosy Bystander. It was wild. Crazy. It's crazy. So obviously we're gonna stick to this story. I'll go get the papers tomorrow and see what I can find. I'll go get the papers to see tomorrow and see what I can find. And we'll go from there because it's wild, y'all. Okay, it's wild. It's wild. It is. Um Smash that like button on your way in. Black people love coming in unannounced too. I see y'all sliding in here. All y'all in here to slide and watch them. Ain't nobody smash that like button. I'm eating a piece of chicken, but it's cold now. And dry. Let's get to our next story, honey. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. It's our last story of the evening. I just thought it was really pretty dope. So, if you don't know who this is, this is your boy Jerome Seinfeld. He did a cover. He did a spread for Kilth. I think that's the name of the clothing brand. Well, these images found their way, not Jerome, yes. These images found their way on Black Twitter. And Black Twitter had a field day with them, honey. I'm going to read you some of the tweets. Black Twitter had a field day with them. Black Twitter cracks me up. Every time Black people get their hands on something, it just gets hilarious. Every time. This is one of my favorite tweets. It says, it's from Diva Ty, and I'll read you the tweet here. It says, did I wake up to y'all lusting after Jerry Seinfeld? Somebody on Black Twitter by the name of Zaylee said Jerry Seinfeld was hella fine back in the day. He looked good in these pics too. He do. I ain't gonna lie. He do. He do. Somebody said call the NAACP. He posted this image here. If you can see it, he looks great. I think he looks great. This one is my favorite. He does look great, huh? This one's my favorite. This one here. Somebody said call Umar Johnson. He do got drip. I ain't gonna lie. Jerry got drip. He do. He fine. He fine. Y'all leave Jerry Seinfeld alone. I've always had a crush on Jerry Seinfeld. So he looks great. He does look great. This is my favorite picture too. I'm going to show it to you. Hold on. This image seen here. Sorry for the glare. He looks great in these images. Can you see them? Now with the dunk zone. Okay, Jerry. Looking great. So yeah, these images found their way on Black Twitter, and now people are calling for Umar Johnson. First of all, y'all know Umar Johnson. Now he a scammer. Okay, now that's the scammer. Hey, Shades Jackson TV, how you doing? Simone says it doesn't look forced. It looks like he has style. Jerry's always has style. If you ever, because Simone, you're a bit young, but if you ever watched Seinfeld, Jerry Seinfeld's favorite thing to wear was jeans and Nikes. He's like a Nike head. He's like the original Nike head of the 90s. Like every single episode, he had on a different pair of Jordans, a different pair of like Nike Dunks, like a whole, he had drip. Okay. He always did. He always did. He's a New Yorker, native New Yorker. So he's always been a sneakerhead. I was like, we're the same age. Are we? Simone, I'm 35, going on 36. This is from Miri Sparkle says that's his real name. His real name is Jerome. you guys, he's Jewish. Did y'all see Cynthia Nixon modeling for Balenciaga? I did not, but I would love to see that. Let me see that. Let me pull it up. Let's see if I can find an image. For Balenciaga? I don't see it. Nope, I don't see the image. I'm sorry. No, I don't see it on Twitter. Jerome is a Jewish name. That's what a bunch of Jewish people named him. Okay, I don't know if it's a Jewish name or not, but his parents are Jewish, and that's what they named him. His name is Jerome Seinfeld. That's his legal y'all. That's his government name. Okay, that is his government name. Well, he looks great. I think he looks fantastic. And I want to post this last story for you here. We're just gonna talk about it briefly. Someone has sent it to me on. Hold on, let me pull it up here. I'll put it up on the screen. I don't even like showing them. But I'm not going to show it on screens from the shade room because we don't know if it's accurate or not. So I'm definitely not going to post that garbage here. But it says that a woman suing Tiffany Haddish and Ari Spears for those allegations sent a letter to the Los Angeles DA's office asking for immediate arrest and prosecution. So the Jane Doe is asking for the Los Angeles County district attorney to prosecute Ari Spears and Tiffany Haddish for that scene, right? There's other things that's being alleged, and I'm not entirely sure if it's just the inappropriate video or if this person is alleging other things like that they were doing off camera. I'm not entirely sure. That's why I haven't said anything, because I'm not entirely sure. So we'll see. Now, the prosecutor may or may not pick up the case. Doubtful that they will, unless that person can prove to the prosecutor at least that they should. I don't think that the prosecutor is going to pick up the case. I think she and her brother may have a good case for civil suit for emotional distress for that video. Definitely. And even funnyordie.com said the video was so heinous, they took it off. They immediately took it off of their website. But the video was on their website for 4 years. So how heinous could it be? And who was observing that video? Who are their moderators? This chicken is good. Who are their moderators? Nobody saw that video. That video was uploaded to funnyordie.com in 2014. Funny or Die removed that video in 2018. That video sat on their website for 4 years. The question is, when did Funny or Die get wind of that video? When did they, you know what I mean? Because how did it get past moderators? If you guys don't remember, Funny or Die was started by, I can't remember who started it, but it was started by a bunch of comedians. So only comedians would post on the website. So maybe they didn't have moderators because the website was geared toward comedians. You know what I mean? Way too dry. It's good. So maybe the website didn't have moderators. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the website didn't have moderators because, Will Ferrell's posting. I'm not going to moderate his content. You know what I mean? I thought Will Ferrell did. Let me see. Can I Google it? If you guys give me 2 seconds, I have to Google it. I want to know who started this website. Um, Mike, I don't know how to pronounce that. Vamy, Chris Hetchy, Adam McKay, and Will Ferrell. It was started 15 years ago on April 12th, 2007. Um, and it was started for comedians. So maybe they didn't need moderation because it was sketch comedy for comedians. You know what I mean? It wasn't like TikTok where everyone can upload. It was only posts done by comedians. So maybe they just realized, oh, what do we need moderators for? You know what I mean? This is from She's Just Radiant says, this came up after Aries made a comment about Lizzo. It was like, boom, cancel him. Yeah, I wish people leave Lizzo alone. Maybe she's like a witch or something. I mean, if I take a wild guess, I'd probably say she's a witch. April says, smash that like button, guys. Come on. It's 246 of you in the building. That's a whole lot of N words. This is from Paul from Pauline. N words, I know. Anyone see how bad Aries has aged? Yeah, he looks awful. Also, too, you can tell the sun's setting here because my light is getting a lot more radiant. This is from Veronica says, weren't people trying to get CSA, what's CSA, off websites like Cornhub? Oh, CSA, got you. And they might have got caught up in that. I don't think so. Miri says, now sis, don't go calling her a witch for you get sued too. Well, that's different. That's not blasphemous or defamatory calling her a witch. That could be a good thing for her. She might be a witch. You can't say that in the chat. They'll Teresa. I see it. I have to say N-word. Sometimes I can get away with saying the N-word, but not today. R Virgil, what's up? R said, no, the DA already had the case. They haven't done anything with it. Yeah, because I don't think it's much of a case to be had. I think it's definitely civil case worthy, but not criminal. Yes, that man aged so bad. Yes, he did. Jasmine, what's up? Jasmine says, they said Kevin Samuels talked about Lizzo. You see what happened to him? Well, that and bad cholesterol. He had really high cholesterol, like really high. Like he had super duper high cholesterol. Not good. Hey Kayla. Kayla said just tuned in and got my popcorn ready. Now, Kayla, we 52 minutes in. Where you been? she said, girl, I just tuned in. Yes, crazy. The whole story's crazy. So our wrap up. We talked about She by Sheree. Leave Sheree alone, y'all. Jeez Louise. Let the woman just launch her stuff. If you don't want to buy it, don't buy it. Don't be a part of hate trains. It's just not cool, you know? It's like it's not cool for school to just be hating on people for no apparent reason, especially if you don't have a rhyme or reason behind it. The second story we discussed was Bishop Whitehead suing Larry Reed and DeMarcus Jives off of YouTube for defamation and libel. And the last story we discussed was Jerry Seinfeld and all of this drip. Jerry is dripping. I ain't gonna lie. He looked good in this picture. I don't care what nobody say. He could get it in this picture. Yes, he could. I had to look at it twice. He definitely could get it. Yes, he could. Trifling. Oh, he trifling. You're very welcome, Miri. Can we discuss Charlemagne the God? What Charlemagne do? We got 6 minutes. We can discuss Charlemagne. What Charlemagne do? Quick, Taurus season. Let us know. Taurus season. Also, someone sent me a separate from what you're about to say, but somebody sent me they didn't send me a video. They sent me a screenshot of I guess a video from Aunt Karen. I guess something is happening on her page. Well, you were in the comment section and you tagged me on the video and you said, Steph, here we go. I went to my mentions to look. I didn't see the tag. I know it's about to be a long explanation. I did not see the tag. And if you tagged me on Aunt Karen's videos, she blocked me. So there won't be any of that. So you're just going to have to just tell me what it is you want me to see. Okay. You're just gonna have to tell me what it is I need to see. You can't tag me on her content because she blocked me. Okay, this from She's Just Rating said Aries wanted to be a lead in a comedy so bad, but in the 90s, looks played a part. You're right. Him seeing Lizzo being embraced despite not being the Hollywood standard must be hard to watch. He sounded bitter. Very much so. I totally agree with that. Um, that lady went on Tasha K. Who went on Tasha K show? Taurus season. Taurus season says, I did. I tagged you and she was being messy again. Well, okay. You'll have to just DM me the details because she blocked me. Socialite Samo says scammers from Houston. Y'all just typing random stuff in the chat. I don't know what that means. What scammer from Houston? Arverto said Jerry liked young girls back in the day. Did he? Charlemagne graped. Oh, and that girl was on Tasha K's show? No way. Oh, wow. Jessica Reed. Y'all, I told y'all to cancel Charlemagne years ago. I told y'all to cancel Charlemagne years ago. I don't know how he still has a career after that. I mean, and wasn't he convicted of it or something? So yep, he did. And Jerry was exposed for this, had no idea. Wow, crazy. It says, Shay, I saw your comment. You just can't type that in the chat because YouTube would delete it. Esther says, I'm still shocked that Jerry Seinfeld's first name is Jerome. Girl, we talked about 20 minutes ago. Everybody at the Breakfast Club gets a side eye, especially Charlemagne and Angela Yee, and DJ Envy. All of them. They're all trash. All of them are trash. They know they're trash. Okay, they do. They do. And it's a shame. It's a shame. Again, we're going to have to go back to the video from the beginning of this season where I said we're going to have to start nominating which black people we let get on because we didn't let Beyonce get on. We let Ari Spears get on. We let Tiffany Haddish get on. Charlemagne, DJ Envy, all the problematic people. Those days are over, you guys. Those days are over. I'm not going to stand for it. And also too, this entire video was really a testament to bloggers. Again, I feel like this is bloggers week and just like stripping them to shreds because like we have to do better with our bloggers. We have to get over this like fast fashion. We have to get over fast news, you guys. Those days are dead. We got to go back to integrity in blogging. You can expose celebrities, but you got to do it the right way. You have to do it the right way. You can't do it very lackadaisical because people have money now and they can sue you. Okay, so like we talk about Shein and Fashion Nova and these fast fashions, we got to get over fast blogs, okay, and fast gossip. Fast gossip, those days are over. We have to get. If this is the hill I will die on, I am done with fast bloggers and I am done with fast gossip. Those days are over. If I have anything to say about it, that shit is done. So mark this as the day that fast gossip died. And tell all of those women who pump out fast gossip, putting their watermarks over stuff, your days are numbered. And that goes out to the Shade Room, Gossip of the City, Tasha K, Lovely T this or T that. I don't care. All those days of y'all bitches pumping out fast gossip and being wildly inaccurate is embarrassing and it's over with. So mark your days here on YouTube, bitches. All right, you guys, that's all I have for you. Bye.